Now, from Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 5.
Coming up on the news, a family ranch in western Nebraska that's been around for generations has been reduced to rubble after a wildfire.
Plus, a neighbor's quick thinking helped put out a Lincoln house fire. We talked to the homeowner, but first.
In total, we have 4 individuals deceased at 2 different crime scenes about 3 blocks apart.
Breaking news out of a small town in northeast Nebraska. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us tonight. Explosions rang out in the tiny town of Laurel overnight.
Now, multiple law enforcement agencies are investigating what exactly happened. Channel 8's Veronica Barreto has the latest details in our top story tonight. Veronica?
After the explosions were heard Thursday morning around 3 a.m., 2 houses were found on fire, and again, those houses were just 3 blocks apart. The town of Laurel is northwest of Wayne. Earlier today, businesses and buildings went into lockdown as a precaution. Again, the Nebraska State Patrol says 4 people were killed. 1 person was at one of the homes that was on fire, and the other 3 were in the second home. Those people have not been identified or what exactly killed them. NSP says they are looking for a suspect at this time.
Law enforcement received a report that a silver sedan had been seen leaving the town of Laurel. This vehicle was reported westbound on Highway 20. It was reportedly driven by a black male. The report also stated the vehicle may have picked up a passenger before leaving town.
NSP says an accelerant was used to start the fire at both homes, so officials think the suspect or suspects might have fire injuries. Police say the investigation has just begun and details are still limited. Nebraska State Patrol is looking into residents' cameras and are speaking to witnesses. They're asking anyone with more information to call 402-470-4921.
Veronica, thank you very much for the details in our top story tonight. And as more details are available, we'll of course provide those on air, online, on our website and social media as well. Now back to Lincoln and a fire here today where a neighbor helped keep a home from going up in flames.
The fire broke out around 7 a.m. near 48th and Fremont. When firefighters arrived, they told us the blaze was nearly extinguished. The homeowner said a neighbor jumped into action and grabbed a hose to start putting out the fire. She tells us she's very thankful for his quick response.
I tried to get 911, but I was too nervous. So I dropped my phone, and a neighbor guy came out of the way somewhere and put the fire out.
Authorities say the fire was caused by an improperly disposed cigarette, causing about $2,500 worth of damage. Lincoln police are investigating vandalism at an LPS school.
It comes just a little over a week before classes are set to begin. It happened yesterday morning at Scott Middle School. Police say a window was broken out on the southwest corner of the building, and someone did this spray paint on the north side. We're told it caused just around $350 in damage. This is an ongoing investigation. 2 days after Kansas voters decided to keep abortion rights in their state, the big question now, what's next for Nebraska?
Well, there's more talk tonight about a possible special session to change some laws. Channel 8's Jessica Blum joins us now with the latest on that. Jessica.
Yeah, there was a tweet sent out by Senator Megan Hunt saying Speaker Mike Hilgers has been calling senators to sign a letter to support a special session for a 12-week abortion ban. We called Hilgers in his cell and his business number with no response yet. Abortion is currently legal in Nebraska up to 22 weeks. Those who have been for the overturn of Roe v. Wade said that the move to change abortions in Nebraska will happen in time. However, supporters of abortion rights say the tweet moved them to engage with people now, while some may be worried about their rights changing soon.
Our greatest successes over the last almost 50 years of fighting Roe v. Wade has been an incremental approach.
We were incredibly disappointed by seeing this tweet from Megan Hunt, and we felt like we needed to take action.
That action is making sure people know that a special session is being talked about. Last April, Nebraska lawmakers voted against a trigger bill that would have banned all abortion by 2 votes. This brought discussion for a possible special session to vote against abortion laws. The 12-week proposal is a change from what Governor Pete Ricketts was calling for when discussing a special session this past spring. He wanted all abortions banned, including from rape and incest. But no session has been set yet as the speaker reportedly continues to make more calls.
All right, thank you, Jessica. I know you're keeping an eye on this and have the latest at 6 o'clock. We've been keeping you updated on the wildfire going out western Nebraska near Gering. While the fires have died down, the destruction they caused left one family devastated.
Channel 8's Matthew Mittleider talked with Josh Ewing, who told the story of his family's ranch and the fire.
The Ewing family ranch, which has been around for generations, has been reduced to rubble following the wildfire near Gering in western Nebraska. Josh Ewing, who once lived on the ranch, says his family has deep connections to it and the land it was built on. His great-great-grandfather homesteaded the ranch before both his great-grandfather and grandfather built houses there. When the wildfires started burning a few miles south of the ranch last weekend, Josh got a call from his mom with photos of the smoke approaching over the bluffs.
My mother evacuated immediately, and my dad stayed to try to wet down the house, wet down the yard, and also cut some fences down so the cattle could escape. Unfortunately, the cattle were able to escape, and my father did make it out, kind of seeing the ranch burning down in his rear view mirror as he drove away.
Josh says his family is reeling as his parents have lost virtually everything, including handwritten recipes his mother had made and kept in the kitchen cabinet. He described it as a loss to humanity. The Ewing family is hoping to rebuild and has set up a GoFundMe page asking for help.
We're really thankful for the generosity of neighbors near and far. We met with our insurance agent, and it's really clear that mom and dad are really underinsured, as most Americans are, to be able to rebuild in this really inflated economy that we have right now.
Many people have been impacted by not only the Gering fire, but wildfires across the country. Josh says that growing up, he never had to worry about the fires, but with climate change, the environment is becoming drier and hotter.
It's just a conversation we need to start having. I mean, like, fires aren't just things that happen in Colorado in the West now. I mean, they're happening in the Midwest, they're happening in Nebraska. I think all of us got to do the work we need to be ready and to try to make it a place where, you know, people can make a living ranching, 100 years from now. And that's certainly in doubt right now.
As a small spark of hope, Josh said that inside the 3-car garage that burned down, there had been a kitten born a few weeks earlier. Initially, the family thought the kitten had died in the fire, but upon returning to the rubble, they heard meowing coming from where the garage used to be and found the kitten hiding in a cinder block. The family has named the kitten Smokey. This is Matthew Mittleider, Channel 8 News.
And we have a link to the Ewing family's GoFundMe page. Just click on this story on our website, klkntv.com.
Let's talk about the weather now. A little more bearable today. Rusty, the humidity not quite as oppressive.
Yeah, you didn't melt the second you walked outside today. It was a little bit better. And unfortunately, the heat and the humidity come right back as we head towards the end of the week and into the weekend. But right now, we've got plenty of sunshine. This is our camera in Aurora, the Penner Bathing Solutions cam, showing plenty of blue sky, and that's the way it's going to be for the next few days. It's warm out there, too. 92 on East Campus and Denton Road, 95 Yankee Hill Road Airport at 94 degrees. So it's toasty out there. But it's just not as humid as it was yesterday, and that's because the dew point isn't as high. We were in the 70s yesterday for dew points. Today, sure, there's a 71 in Aurora, but just about everybody's in the 60s today, which is still a little humid, just not as muggy as it was yesterday, so the heat index isn't quite as high. We had triple digits yesterday. Today, 80s and 90s. 95 in Lincoln, 95 in Beatrice, as well as Hebron, even cooler the further west you go. So it's not as bad, and temperatures are going to drop off into the 80s as we head past 8 p.m. By midnight, I think we'll drop into the 70s, and by early tomorrow morning, dropping into the upper 60s and eventually the middle 60s, which is about where we're supposed to be for this time of year. But we are going to really warm up as we head through the afternoon tomorrow. We're looking at some upper 90s and maybe even some triple digits in the forecast. Talk about that in a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Rusty. And with a little less humidity today, not a bad time to go to a county fair, right?
And folks are doing that right now in Seward. Their county fair kicked off today and runs through Sunday. Our own Malcolm Byron and Katrina Spurl join us live from there with more. How's it going, guys?
If you are sitting on your couch right now watching Malcolm and I, we're going to tell you why you should get up and come to the Seward County Fair. There's a lot of people already here at the Ag Pavilion. We have a booth set up here, a Channel 8 booth. We have lots of goodies for viewers. Anybody here at the Seward County Fair? We got, well, bags for maybe your groceries or notebook, whatever. You can put anything in there. We got koozies, perfect for Malcolm, Storm Alert Team. Malcolm, what else do we have over here?
Yeah, we've got pens too, folks, and just a note about these pens. These are some fantastic pens. I use this exact same pen to forecast every day. In fact, it's in my pocket right now. Fantastic pen, so make sure to come out and get one. If you're going out on a Friday night, we've got bottle openers too. Now, folks, we've got more stuff here. I am very excited about this. At 6 o'clock, we've got baby races going on.
That, yeah.
Registration is actually right here in the Ag Pavilion, right in front of our booth. Starting now, if your child is under 3, you can register them. There's walking, crawling, running events, even an obstacle course. So that's at 6 o'clock tonight. That'll be something exciting. We've got all that and more here at the Seward County Fair, so make sure to come out and join me and Katrina.
Yeah, and please pan. Let's see the registration of what the Baby Olympics is going to look like. Jackson, can we do a little pan to kind of show how busy it is already in here? And I know, I'm sure it's because there's AC in this building, even better because of the hot temperature, but the Seward County Fair, we're going to be out here doing more live shots. We're going to be here until 9 p.m., so please come visit our booth. Rod and Megan, back to you.
All right, Katrina and Malcolm, thank you both very much. Have a great time. I should have sent Aurora out there with them to do the Baby Olympics.
She might have won.
She could have brought home a ribbon. She would have won. She's competitive. But speaking of fairs, Lancaster County Super Fair continues out at the Event Center.
Yeah, a lot of things to see and do, and that includes watching the #1 rated BMX freestyle rider in the nation.
360 tail whip from Jacob.
Yeah, 21-year-old Nebraska native Jacob Thiem is making his presence known on the action sports scene. Tune in at 6 o'clock to hear his incredible story of overcoming a nasty injury and follow his rise to the top of the BMX world. Again, that's coming up here at 6 o'clock. You're going to hear much more about the journey he has had. And again, he's performing out at the Lancaster County Super Fair through the remainder of it, which ends on Sunday. Coming up, Wnba star Brittany Griner is sentenced in Russia for drug possession.
The latest on that and your full forecast after the break.
months in custody, WNBA star Brittany Griner sentenced to 9 years. The Kremlin is insisting her drug possession trial is not politically motivated.
And the U.S. is still offering a prisoner exchange and calling for a diplomatic solution. ABC's Justin Finch is tracking the developments.
A painful day in Russian court for WNBA star Brittany Griner, her hands locked in cuffs as she began a 9-year prison sentence.
I love my family.
The 31-year-old now unaware of just when she'll see her family again. Griner sat behind bars in court Thursday following proceedings with a translator assisting. At one point, the judge asking Griner if she understood.
Yes, I understand, Your Honor.
The judge going on to find Griner guilty of drug possession and smuggling and sentencing her to 9 years in prison, just under the maximum, plus a fine of more than $16,000. Griner's lawyers saying the verdict left her overwhelmed.
She's very upset, very stressed, and she is, well, she can hardly talk.
In Washington, President Biden firing off a statement calling that verdict unacceptable. The WNBA and Wnba issuing a joint statement calling the Griner verdict unjustified. Griner has been held in Russian custody since mid-February following her arrest after vape cartridges of cannabis oil were found in her luggage at a Moscow area airport. Griner pleaded guilty in court, admitting she mistakenly included those cartridges while rushing to pack. Her defense team argued that cannabis oil, though illegal in Russia, was legally prescribed in the U.S. for pain management.
This is a miscarriage of justice.
Now the U.S. awaits Russia's response to its prisoner swap offer, exchanging Griner and Russian-held former Marine Paul Whelan for U.S.-held Russian arms dealer Victor Bout. Griner's attorneys say she's been treated well so far in prison, and they hope to set up a call between Griner and her family soon. Her attorneys also planning to file an appeal. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
Now, your Storm Alert team forecast with meteorologist Rusty Dawkins.
Took a day off from the extreme heat and humidity today, but it comes back on Friday. A heat advisory in place for just about the entire western 2/3 of the state of Nebraska. Dawes County, an excessive heat warning, the only county right now included in that. But eastern Nebraska, not yet. It's still possible we could see a heat advisory, but just keep in mind it's going to be warm. Warm enough, it'll be really close. So take it easy tomorrow if you can. It'll look like this for a good portion of the day. This is your Honda of Lincoln cam at South 27th and Yankee Hill. Still hot out there. It's just not really hot, and it's not really humid. It's still warm though. 94 degrees in Lincoln, 92 Beatrice, some 80s out there too. Look at Central City, 82 degrees, 89 in Grand Island, a couple of 90s in Kearney and Hastings, 92 in Hebron, as well as Beatrice. But like I said, yesterday the dew points were, well, they hurt a little bit. They were in the 70s. Today we're in the 50s, 60s, and a few 70s, sure, 71 in Aurora, but 59 in Wahoo, 63 in Lincoln, 63 in Beatrice. It is 72 in Falls City. So the heat index isn't as much of a problem today. Again, still hot, sure. It's just not that muggy hot. 95 for the heat index in Lincoln. It's only 88 in Wahoo. Not a whole lot going on unless you're between O'Neill and Sioux City in the northeastern corner of the state. A few scattered showers, maybe a rumble of thunder here and there, but most of the state very, very quiet. And that will continue. Here's what Stormcast has for us. We'll go through very early tomorrow morning from one side of the state to the other, quiet, but a cold front will slowly make its way towards us, and it's not a very strong cold front. It's not even doing anything by early Friday afternoon, but it will start to spark some showers and thunderstorms in the northwestern corner of the state by Friday evening. From Omaha, Lincoln, Tri-Cities, and everybody else, very quiet, lots of sunshine. But that cold front will create some thunderstorms, and that cloud cover will try to make its way across the state. The precipitation chance likely won't as we head through Friday evening, but we could see some storms on Saturday associated with that cold front and into Sunday. But right now it's just about a 30, maybe a 40% chance at that. Tonight temperatures are going to be about normal. We should be in the middle 60s this time of year, and we got a lot of middle 60s out there. A southeast wind at 5 to 15 miles per hour, 65 degrees, near normal, mostly clear skies. A nice quiet night, not as humid tonight, but I think that humidity increases as we head through the day tomorrow. A gusty south to southeast wind and temperatures in the middle and upper 90s. So I think 92 degrees, mostly sunny, not quite as humid as it has been, but we are going to see still humid, upper 60s and lower 70s. And so the heat index will likely get into the triple digits, barely, but we should get there. So the humidity starts to make a comeback tomorrow, and it sticks around for a while. So 100 on Saturday. Storms going to be possible on Saturday. Then again late Sunday into Monday, and temperatures kind of cool off after 90s and triple digits Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. A strong enough cold front knocks us back down into the middle 80s by Monday after some early rain, and then we'll eventually get back into the upper 80s, and the 90s do come back as we head towards the middle and second half of next week. Not a whole lot of chances for precipitation out there, but we could see some over the weekend, which, you know, if it's going to happen over the weekend, fine. We'll just take whatever rain we can get if Mother Nature wants to throw it our way.
Yep, any day, anytime, yep. Mother Nature, you just send it this way.
I agree.
All right, thank you very much, Rusty. A split day on Wall Street, the Dow falling 86 points, but the NASDAQ up about 52. Here are your numbers. You're watching Channel 8, Nebraska's trusted news source.
And finally tonight, the birth of a baby hippo in Ohio has a zoo superstar going viral again, this time as a new big sister.
Here's tonight's. Take a look at this.
Fiona the Hippo, quite possibly the world's most famous pachyderm, is going to have to share her viral spotlight from now on. The Cincinnati Zoo and Botanical Garden just announced that Fiona's mother, Bibi, has had another baby, officially making Fiona a big sister. The zoo gave limited details on the new bulky bundle of joy, but said Bibi and her baby are both doing well. They also said the pair will bond privately in the habitat for a couple of weeks before making their public debut to visitors of the zoo. The roof! The roof! The roof is not supposed to be gone. That's what tenants of a Kansas rental property were likely thinking when they called their landlord to report the house's roof was being removed. It turns out the crew was supposed to deshingle a roof in the area, just not this one. By the time the landlord arrived, the crew was gone and only a pile of shingles remained, but he said the roofing company's owner was cooperative in correcting the mistake. The shingles have since been replaced, but unfortunately it sounds like so too has the crew. Finally, folks, in New Jersey, we're seeing red when a food dye mishap turned a creek a bizarre shade of scarlet. According to a local utilities authority, a nearby beverage manufacturer improperly disposed of a non-hazardous industrial food dye, which caused the creek to turn an alarming blood red color. By the way, the location of the Crimson Creek happens to be Cherry Hill. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
All of a sudden, I'm thirsty for Kool-Aid. I don't know.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Not a bad day for a nice cold cup.
Yeah, what do you think of that, Rusty? Let's celebrate with some Kool-Aid.
I'm game. That sounds fantastic because look at these temperatures, 90s and 100 for high on Saturday.
Thanks, Rusty. Thank you all for joining us.
We'll see you at 6.
With the Channel 8 Eyewitness News mobile app, you'll be the first to know. Get alerts about breaking news and weather, all in the palm of your hand.
Looks like the new guy picked up lunch. New DQ Signature Stack Burgers menu. 5 premium burgers that are anything but boring, so you can make an impression.
Lunch is on me.
DQ.